Hello, everyone. What is going on? James here, Jimmy C, host of the Banterous Hour, and with me today is fellow co-host Mr. Liam.
Hello there.
And today we are here to review Total Recall from 1990 and RoboCop from 1987. So let's get into this then. Total Recall. So it is quite an interesting film because there was a Rick and Morty parody of this before, where everything isn't real and they just keep jumping from dream to dream to dream. It's really strange. So I thought, is this what this film is? Is it just going to be someone telling Arnold, this isn't real over and over again? Then he ends up in a different reality and he thinks he's awake and he's not like some sort of Inception before Inception was made. But no, it's nothing like that at all. So it starts off with him on Mars with this lady, this brunette lady, and basically he falls down this hill and he starts going like that, and his eyes start coming out of his head. And I know people laugh at those effects, but I just don't like seeing that. I just don't like seeing people's eyes coming out of their head. It's just like a bit I just don't like it.
Yeah,
I can still watch
that
it,
is
but I'm like, I think, oh goodness, like I was eating my tea, I was eating my dinner the other day while it was on. I thought, oh no, this is a scene where Cohagen's eyes fly out of his head, and I'm like, oh, I don't, I'm eating. Usually, like someone could talk about someone doing a massive shit while I'm eating, it doesn't bother me. But for some reason, if if there's some eyes flying out of the screen, I just can't cope with it. I was really like, ugh. I still looked at it though, but I was like, oh, I really don't like this. Well, how do you feel about it? Can you stomach it quite well, or does it make you feel a bit like, ugh?
Yeah, yes, yeah, it's not too bad for me. I mean, it's still a bit like, I don't know, it's still a bit like, I don't know, like shocking or whatever, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm all right with it, really. It's not too bad.
Fair enough. I guess some people have got different things that they can stomach. So I'm trying to get the script up, but I just feel like it would just be the bloody theatrical version again and all some silly crap. Hold on, it just seemed to all be on there. That seems all right. But yeah, so it starts off with his missus Sharon Stone. Damn. Well, she certainly was. Damn in this movie. But yeah, you've just got her and him having a normal life together at the start of the film, and you're thinking to yourself like, oh, okay, he's got a great life. He's jacked out of his mind. His wife is Sharon Stone. He's probably decently paid as a construction worker. I don't really see what his issues, but obviously he's like, let's do it. Let's move to Mars. That'll be a great place to raise a family. Let's move to Mars, where there's a massive internal conflict between the Martians and the mutants versus the Earth people or whatever's going on there. And she's like, "You'd hate it on Mars," and he's like, "Oh no, I love it." And then he sees this advert for this thing called Recall, when it basically you get to relive a holiday just in your own mind, and you get to pick how things go, which is pretty weird, to be honest. It's like you've been on a holiday somewhere, but it's all AI generated. So what's the point? You don't really have stuff to talk about. You never actually went anywhere. But I suppose it's showing you the real thing, so it's a lot less hassle than real traveling. But it just seems like he just comes across as a bit of a desperate Dan. I just don't get what he's got an all right life. Why does he need to bloody get? Why is he saying let's move to Mars and then he's wanting some bloody crazy brain trip where he's bloody on another planet, and then he goes there and instead of just wanting a holiday, he's like, I want to be a secret agent. Put the cookie down now. And you're just like, what's this guy going on about? And then obviously that woman he sees in his dream gets put in. He gets to make her with their Recall's AI system. And then the little fat bloke from Die Hard 2, who's a builder, not a builder, sorry, he's a a parking officer in Die Hard 2. He's the one at the start going, "John McClane, get out of here, John! I'm giving you a parking ticket." So it's that guy, and he's like, "Quaid, I told you not to go there. My brother-in-law went there and he ended up nearly being lobotomized. You don't want to go there, you buffoon." So that's obviously, you know, he's not very happy with that. He don't want Quaid to do it, and Quaid goes, and then I just feel like there's a lot of over-the-top scenes in this film.
And yeah.
As much as I think it's a great, amazing film, one of the over-the-top scenes was... oh, hold on, I need to get my camera back in focus. It was when he gets put into the machine, and then they go out to the salesman when he's trying to sell the Recall holidays to some lady. And he's just going, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" And they've got his hands, they're trying to hold him down. And they're injecting him with all sorts of like drugs to calm him down. That's like one of the maddest things. Just think the director must have just said, like, as much as that. Because as much as I do laugh my arse off at it, at the same time, I do think to myself, like, what the hell was the director on? What was he saying? Why was he trying to just make some mad bonkers thing? I don't think there was any need for it. Although I find the madness hilarious, I don't think there was any need for "wow" like that. You're just thinking, what's going on? Then he gets told to go home, and he ends up in this taxi where the taxi driver's like a fake robot. And then his builder buddies come after him, and he says, "I tried to protect you, Quaid. I tried to protect you, but you didn't listen, did you? You went to Recall anyway, so now we're gonna kill you." And then he goes, "Whoa!" and kicks the gun out of their hands, and Buddy goes,
kills them all, doesn't he? I think.
Yeah. he's basically a super soldier out of nowhere. You're like, damn, where did he get all these skills? I just thought he was a basic builder. But yeah, fair play to him, I guess. And then he goes home, and there's actually a shot of Sharon Stone looking a bit like when he leaves the house. So on rewatch, you can tell that she's a bit bad. Or that she's going to be an antagonist. But obviously, on my first watch, I thought she was just like going to divorce him or something, and she was fed up with their life or whatever.
It's just a bit annoyed with him or whatever.
Yeah. But obviously, it's not that. She wants to bloody kill him for some reason. And then they throw down. He's like, "Lolly, get down!" Even though she's the one shooting him. And he grabs her, then she hits him in the balls twice. Then he grabs her again, puts a gun to her head, and says, "Who am I? What's going on?" And she says, "Your life's all a dream. I don't know who you are. I'm just put in here as your wife 6 weeks ago." And he's like, "Well, what's going on?" So he and then I think she tries to trick him, and then he sees Richter and all the agency coming after him, so he has to run and leg it out of there. But what do you think then? What do you think of the intro and all that jazz?
Yeah, like I say, it's got some like graphic and risque stuff in there and whatever. Because of course, like they say, you got to have the intro on Mars, which is kind of like, it's like other films, like where they show you something happening that is most likely going to happen or happening sort of in a similar way, like at the end, like whether he's on Mars and they're falling down the like mountain or whatever. And with that, well, I don't know whether the woman in that nightmare dream that he had, though, is meant to be Sharon Stone. I'm not sure, but of course.
No, I thought it was Melina.
Unless it was her, I don't know.
No, it was because he says, "I was dreaming about her again." Remember?
Maybe then, yeah. They were both wearing helmets, though, weren't they?
Unlike it was Melina.
Unlike the end, where they weren't wearing helmets, I think. But Yeah, like you say, like I suppose that's a bit like, you know, it's like I said, a bit shocking and a bit, you know, like to see, you know, like their eyes, like, you know, bulging and all that. But yeah, and then of course they're on Earth, aren't they? When he wakes up in bed with Sharon Stone, and like you say, I can understand though. Like he's a bit like, even though he is the protagonist, like he's kind of, or at least at first, like, you know, he's I don't know. I suppose his behaviour is a bit, you know, a bit strange. Can be a bit odd, and like,
He
you know,
seems like an ungrateful geezer.
yeah, yeah. He doesn't seem like at first like the most, or at least really like the most sort of, I don't know, likable in a way.
Yeah.
And yeah, he wants to get to Mars for some reason and all that. Um, and but yeah, of course, then he gets to, like I say, yeah, he talks to his colleague about it when they're at when they're drilling at at the dig site or whatever, and then and of course, you know, even though he's that person says not to do it, you know, he still does it anyway. And I mean, he wasn't going to go for, like, I think when he was like signing up for this like recall package, I think originally he wasn't going to go for like any extra stuff. I think he said like, I think originally he didn't want like any other options, and then the salesman or whatever, you know, it was gave him those options, like, oh, he could be this or this, you know, secret agent or whatever, and he likes the sound of that, so he goes with that. Which, you know, I guess he wouldn't have gone for any of that extra stuff had he not, like, you know, um, mentioned all that to him. And like you said, I suppose it's kind of funny how he's like going mad, and then they're trying to restrain him. And I mean, they've already, like, you know, um, stabbed him in the neck with a needle, like for the, you know, like the procedure, and then they end up stabbing him again, I think a few times in the leg, don't they? Whatever.
Yeah.
Gets a bit mad. And then of course it's going wrong, and then I suppose you know, you think that he's like, they've sent him on his way, he's in that taxi, and then of course, you know, he meets that colleague again, and then it's all like, oh, what's going on? Which is interesting. And then, like you say, yeah, at some point, you know, he finds out that his you know, his wife, Sharon Stone, is, you know, not who, you know, she says she is or whatever, not who he thought she was, and has a fight with her. And yeah, I don't know, like I say, it's one of those films, though, again, you know, where there's some weird stuff and some like graphic stuff and whatever. But it's still, you know, it's still an interesting start, and it's, you know, it's I suppose it, you know, keeps you interested. It's intriguing, so and it continues to get more intriguing, I suppose, as you go along.
Yeah.
Really.
So after that, obviously he runs off. He's like, what's going on? Wow, wow, wow. So he jumps on the train, not the train, sorry. How does he even get to Mars? I swear he jumps on a train when he's at Mars, but I can't even remember how he got there, to be honest. It feels like that scene just happened so seamlessly.
I think the thing is, though, I don't. Maybe you're not meant to. Maybe it's meant to be like ambiguous or whatever. It's meant to be like up to the audience to sort of, another thing that might be up to the audience to sort of decide. I don't know.
Yeah, the
I'm not
whole
sure.
reality or not reality ordeal.
Yeah, because we don't really know for sure as well whether he was actually in a dream or not. And
yeah, and the end of it is just him dying. That's what it fades to white. That's just the end of his ego trip.
Maybe, or like the dream's ending or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah. We don't know for
No,
sure.
but the thing is, no, if that's a dream, he's dead, because that bloke comes in earlier who says I am in your subconscious, and if you kill me, you'll never get out of recall. You'll be stuck in this fever dream forever and die. Remember?
Oh, I suppose then. Yeah, I suppose there is that.
So
Yeah,
he's dead if it's a dream.
maybe. Mm.
It does seem the only weird thing with him though is that he pops up in the advert and then he's actually there in the dream. So you do think, oh crap, is it actually a dream? But he sweats, so he wouldn't be sweating in the dream. And also, there's conversations that take place that Arnold doesn't, well, that Quaid doesn't know about. So why would all those conversations take place if it's all a dream? Like, wouldn't it just all be from Quaid's perspective? It just seems a bit odd for it to all be a dream with those factors involved. Also, he has so many violent fights in it. It's like like the violent confrontation at the end where he gets sucked out into Mars. He's going, "Wow!" Like they wouldn't put that in his bloody dream, would they? Like they wouldn't have him go through that type of pain. Because the thing is, you think in your head, okay, the agency don't want to kill him at first, so it's just all part of his master dream. But then now the agency suddenly at the end, even though Cohagen it has them changed, he says to Richter, "I'll just go and kill him anyway. It doesn't matter." And it's like, what was the point of all that effort to get him here alive? Then you bloody dummy. What was the point of all? If you don't want Hauser back or Krauser or whatever his name is, if you don't want him back, then why did you go through all that effort to kidnap him and get him back to how he was and change his mind to be the way you want him to be, just to say, "Oh, just go and kill him, Richter. It's fine." Weird, man. Really weird.
Yeah, I mean, I think with the whole dream thing as well, and the whole like recall package, isn't like the person who's paid to have these dreams or memories, aren't they supposed to sort of have control of like what kind of what happens in the dream as well, in a way? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's sort of like what they want. So, like you say, there's a lot of stuff that happens which you maybe think, oh, would he have chosen this, or would he have wanted all this to happen? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, he goes to Mars and he's having a laugh and he goes to a titty bar. And what did you think of the lady with the 3 boobs? What do you think on that one, Liam?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, when I first watched it, like, that must have been like 7 or 8 years ago now. Probably more than 8 years ago now. It was, strange stuff, really. Yeah, I can see what you've put in the private chat. Yeah, but I don't know. It's strange stuff. I mean, I can understand. Again, it's like it's a more mature sci-fi film, and it's meant to be his dream, I suppose. If I guess maybe it's maybe that's part of what he wanted in the dream. I don't know. But oh, you finally joined us. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, but
that's the best feeling ever. You talking about?
Oh wait, did you put that, or did James put that in the private chat?
I'll put that.
Oh, you put it. I thought it was James. I didn't know you were here.
James would rather have a 3-button woman.
I was about to say. I was honestly about to say that.
I knew you too well at this point.
I was genuinely about to say. No. Yeah, if it was me in charge of the film, I would have had a lady with 3 asses.
Yeah, probably one of them would have like instead of a face, it would be an arse, wouldn't it?
No, oh no, that's pretty mental. No,
an arse face porn.
Yeah,
no, that's too far. No, I wouldn't have that.
But yeah, like I said,
it'd be like the woman that Arnold dresses up as in the film.
George, you're bloody weird. You are. What's your? That's pretty strange. That is. No, I would have gone for bloody Sharon Stone, or who was the other lady, or who plays Melina?
I don't know her name, but
Melina Total Recall. Not the woman that goes 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I wouldn't. George can keep the fancies that if that's what he's into, each their own. But I no, that woman was not my type. Rachel Ticotin. I might be pronouncing that incorrectly. Yeah, she's her and Sharon Stone, amazing. And I guess the three-breasted lady's okay. Wasn't really into the dwarf.
Yeah, like I say, yeah, like I
Who
say,
else?
yeah, yeah. I don't know. I say a lot of strange stuff, but it's to be expected in a way. So
I like the bit where when Dean Norris's characters, you got a lot of nerve showing your face round here, Quaid. Look who's talking.
oh yeah, one of those like
one
of those bits of humour and sort of like yeah.
And when the Johnny cab comes up, drive! Would you please repeat the destination? Anywhere! Go! Just go! Oh, shit! And then he just grabs the taxi.
Oh, yeah. That was funny too. Yeah.
Arnold makes these movies so much better.
Yeah, definitely.
Like you look at the Total Recall remake, you just had the Running Man remake. Arnold makes these films what they are just by being himself because they're so funny.
Yeah, that's true, 100%.
Just like the scene with him in Baby. I think it's Baby, isn't it?
What's the film? What's that film?
Well, he's a scientist, and he's a pregnant man, and he has a dream of what his child will be like, and it looks like this.
Okay. Weird. That sounds like a pistol mental film. That's like something you and the robot would make together. Some bizarre.
Wait, hang on, Ben, is that you?
Yes, we got a film about a pregnant man, thank you. I've been forced to make it. I've had my nipples twisted, my bottom electrocuted, and my ballsack to be forced to make this bizarre film about a man being pregnant.
We all know Ben gets pegged. That's like a fact in this group.
Well, no comment on that one. Anyway, so it's interesting as well, like with this film, how Cohagen is like, oh well, don't kill him, I want him back. And I know I mentioned this before you joined, George, but I was just saying about how Cohagen keeps saying to Richter and the other people, don't kill him, I want him alive, I want to get his mind back so he can be back in the agency again. But then obviously right at the end when he has him hooked up to the machine which can warp his mind, he says, oh, just go and kill him. Really crazy.
Yeah.
I liked how it wasn't too easy for him as well when he first meets Melina again, because she doesn't believe that he's had his mind wiped. So that was an interesting conflict that he had to deal with there. And then then you have the scene with that bloke who said, I'm the only bridge you have to reality. You have to take this pill.
Yes.
It's a symbol of your desire to come back to reality. And then
he blows his brains out.
Yeah, it's such an intense scene. And then as soon as he sees his sweat, he goes, pow! And Sharon Stone's like, you've gone and done it now. And then she throws down with him again and kicks him in the balls again.
And those men like come through the wall, don't they?
Yeah. And then
when Arnold was fighting, he should have said, "No, that's equality for you."
Yeah. Oh yeah, when he shot her.
Arnold's equal.
Yeah. But instead, he shot her in the face and went, consider this the divorce. No, consider that the divorce.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, because that was
She definitely deserves it.
That was like the second fight I think he had with her as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The first fight I think was back at their house, wasn't it, or their apartment or whatever. But he wasn't taking any more, so he just shot her in there. That's it. Can't fool me anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good old Arnold, funny guy.
No baby money for you.
They didn't have any kids together, but
well, I know they didn't, but
it would have been mad if she somehow gave birth to a kid over 6 weeks. That would have been pretty crazy. She'd only known him for 6 weeks, unless it was Richter's kid. But yeah, anyway.
You can get pregnant in 6 weeks.
No, what I'm saying is getting pregnant and shooting a kid out for the child money. in 6
Yeah.
weeks. Anyway, so after that, this taxi driver picks him up and says, "Oh, they're all coming after you now, and they want to kill me." And then they go to the mutant hideout because the people at the Diddy bar open up the wall for him, and then straight away they're like, "Where is he? We need to know where he is." And then Richter shoots the 3 boob lady, which was quite a shame. Shoots the 3 boob lady, and I was laughing at George's picture, by the way. I wasn't.
I know,
laughing
yeah. I know, yeah.
at
I
the
saw
3
it for a
boob
split
lady.
second, yeah.
Because she
Split
wasn't a
second
bad,
flash.
she wasn't a horrible character. She was a good character. I didn't want her to get shot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Of course not.
The dwarf stabbed the henchman as well, the geeky looking henchman. He was an okay character. All I can really remember him saying is, I wouldn't want Quaid shagging my missus. Oh no, that'd be horrible. You know, and then he said, don't shoot the dome, otherwise we'll get sucked out there, man. Those are the only things I can remember him saying. He was an
I quite like that dwarf character.
Yeah,
I
she's.
think his full name was Tom, wasn't it?
What?
What character?
The dwarf.
The dwarf hooker.
His name was Tom.
No, her woman. Oh wait, you're on about. Oh, for pity's sake, George. For pity's sake.
I thought you didn't see that one coming.
I couldn't hear what you said. I thought you said their name was Tug at first. I thought, what the hell are you on about? Is it meant to be a hooker joke or something? Anyway.
Well, the microphones are on. You should hear me fine.
No, well, I couldn't hear you just then. Anyway, so like I say, they go to the mutant hideout, and then, bro, I was eating my dinner when I saw this scene as well. When he lifts his top up and the mutant's underneath, and he's going, Quaid, hello, Quaid, E.T. phone home. I was just like, oh, I don't like looking at this. Like, what's going on? What on earth?
That's probably the worst time to eat during that.
Yeah, I was like, that is the most disgusting scene in the film. I just don't like seeing that bloody mutant on his belly. But then he looks into Quaid's mind, and basically the what's his name, the taxi driver stabs him in the back, and he says, "I got 4 kids to feed," and he said, "I thought you had 5." Oh, and then
I killed the one of them.
Anyway, what happens after that? So they all kidnap him, and then Cohagen's like, "So I got you now, you fool! It was all a ruse. You already agreed to this, you dumbass. We set all this up for you," which is really complicated and over the top. And then he's like, "The plan was too perfect," and he's like, "Perfect, my ass! Richter nearly killed you 20 times," and all that stuff. So that bit was pretty funny. But anything you guys want to say about the midsection of the film?
Not really. I just got into it.
What about you, Liam?
Well, I don't know. It's the maybe it is the midsection, but you remember like the scene where like I don't know. Is it is it the train station? I think where what's his name? I suppose Hauser or Quaid. He's running away from Richter and his men, and then I don't know if you remember that there's like a bit of an action sequence where you know the weapons detector in the train station or whatever, because you see it like earlier on and then you see it again.
Oh, when you can see his skeleton.
Yeah, I thought that was a cool scene because it was like it was in the weapons detector, and then they had him trapped either side.
Yeah.
I think his men, and so then you seen the visuals of like them, the characters reacting, but in that form, in that sort of that sort of visualization of the characters, and then he I guess he has no other choice but to just smash through the middle of it, the glass or whatever. I thought that was a cool scene and a cool shot, like when he does smashes through the detector or whatever, the glass in slow motion. I liked that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Yeah, it's just I suppose it's good stuff, really. I suppose Richter's, he's a good villain as well. Yeah, he's always pursuing Quaid, and
Yeah.
I mean, I remember though when like Quaid he gets on the train and like, I mean, at one point they just all start shooting, and Richter starts shooting. There's people everywhere. God, you think, has he not killed anyone? Or like, God, this is a bit
You just think
risky.
he's an
But
absolute madman, don't you?
he
George,
is,
what is your picture?
he is mad.
What was that picture?
Which one is it? But there's the baby one. There's that
What
one.
is that all about?
And I turned to that one.
All right, so we get towards the end of the film. Arnold manages, because he's so strong, he manages to break out the machine and kill everyone. Obviously, him and his missus throw down. You know, the resistance is killed, so it's just sort of them two left against the agency. The bit where he goes out as he goes, I got the gun, and then they'll go pew 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 pew, and they'll shoot him, and then he goes, "Wah, ha, 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 wah, ha, 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 you morons," or whatever he says, because he's a hologram, and then he comes and shoots a load of them. That was brilliant. And then the bit where so that's a great action sequence. Then when him and Richter fight on the elevator, and he rips both of Richter's arms off. Seal the party.
Yeah.
That's pretty mad. And then obviously you got the ending sequence where Cohagen's like, "Don't you kill us all!" Then Cohagen goes, "What?" And then when he gets dropped onto Mars, he goes, "Ooh, ooh, like that.
Yeah, it's quite like it's like sort of an extended sequence as well.
Yeah,
Like,
It is quite brutal, isn't it? I think.
Yeah,
it is.
But in when there's no atmosphere or air, there's no noise, so he probably would have just died in an instant. He wouldn't have. He would have gone after 9 seconds and just died. But they managed to turn the reactors on, so they get Mars. They get Mars air, but it takes a bit of time. So Arnold's like, "Ah," and Melina's like, "Ah," you know. But then they managed to get air, and they're fine. And the people in the club were fine as well. I thought Dean Norris died in it, but he survived. He just got shot in the shoulder, I think, or something. So that's pretty good that he survived. And then that's the end when Arnold's like, "Oh, is this a dream? Does it matter? No, wow." And then it fades to white. I don't think it's a dream. We talked about, me and Liam discussed it earlier. George, do you reckon it's a dream, or do you reckon it's reality?
I think it's reality. It just feels like if it is a movie, no, I was gonna say if it is a movie, it is a movie. If it was a dream, then I think that would disappoint a lot of the audience, really, because then you just sat there for really nothing. I think that's why people hate when games are come out and then in a sequel or at the very end is told it was all a dream.
Daft, innit?
Like how like the first 4 or 5 nights of Freddy's games came out, and people were led to believe that was all a dream.
That's annoying.
And it caused the fandom to kick off it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you see what I mean. Like, I'd rather have the movie set in a reality than it come out and then it was all a dream. Like, so what was the point of me watching the movie then?
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Liam, obviously, I know I mentioned earlier, I think that it's not a dream. I think it is reality for certain reasons, like the bloke who tried to give him the pill sweating, conversations happening where you don't see Arnold's perspective, and how he doesn't really have that much control over everything. But what is your so my final verdict is that it is real. But what's your final verdict, would you say?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. The thing is, though, I know the recall thing is meant to be like you're basically in control of your memories in a way and your dreams. But I know, like, when we actually have dreams, they're just random, I guess, or it might be like linked to something, or I suppose you might not be able to always control your dreams, but
it could be a lucid dream, couldn't it?
What? So like,
What were the lucid dreams? You can do what you want in the dreams when you're in charge, but they are quite rare.
yeah. And what I'm saying though is kind of like it's sort of it's not that. It's like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I thought that was a good bit of info.
But I mean, I don't know because like we see the light at the end and fade to white, but so you both think it was all real.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I guess I'd probably agree. The one thing I'm wondering about is at the start when he wakes up in bed with Sharon Stone after he's had that dream or nightmare or whatever. I mean, he was meant to be on Earth then, but then I'm just wondering, like, he's meant to be on Earth, but then he ends up on Mars. I'm just wondering how that would have all worked. I don't know, but
There's it was like cryo sleep or something like that.
I don't know. I mean, of course, when he was like he was meant to be, doing the recall procedure, and then it all failed and whatever. I don't know. I mean, I suppose at first you're sort of led to believe that he's just been sent on his way because it's not worked out, and they just want to try and make sure maybe no one finds out about it and forgets about it. But so I don't know. I guess I'd agree with you both that I'd say it was all real, but I kind of, even though I probably do.
Wait, he does no. He takes that ship and disguises himself as that woman, doesn't he? Going 2 weeks. That's how he gets to Mars. You just see her get off.
Was that when he was first on Mars then?
Yeah.
That was it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny that about it at the airport.
Oh, he did. Sorry, yeah, because there's those shots of like Mars as well, isn't there? And there's like a ship.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I thought those shots like they look pretty good. To be fair, I think those shots kind of still hold up decently now.
I just wanted to say though, amazing film, 9 out of 10 for me. I really enjoyed it an awful lot.
I have to agree with that.
Damn, fair play.
Yeah, like I say, I think it's like it's an interesting one, like I say, but it's very good, and I think it'd be like I mean, technically this was a rewatch, but like if I rewatched it sooner after this rewatch, then I guess I think it would still be quite intriguing and to see maybe the clues. But yeah, I'd probably give it an 8.5. I think.
Oh, fair play. That's pretty high praise.
Yeah.
Now on to RoboCop. So I actually wrote a fair few notes for this one, surprisingly. What did I say about it? So yeah, I like how it sort of starts off normally at a police station, and obviously we get a bit of time with him as a human, but I wish we had kind of more backstory instead of just him being a father and a husband. I just wish we had a bit more backstory because it's pretty much his first mission when he gets shot to bits.
Well, you kind of get that with the remake, I think, and they don't do it that well, unfortunately. From what I can remember, it's been years since I watched
it. Yeah. But yeah, so obviously he rolls up to this crime scene with his cop partner. And basically, him and her get split up. She gets punched off a bloody balcony type area, and he points a gun at this one geezer. But then the other people, they get the jump on him, which is a bit of a shame. They've all got their guns pointed at him. And then this geeky, sleazy bloke is just like, "Oh well, you don't like cops, do you? I don't like cops." Tick 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 tick. And then he's just he's like more of a hateable villain than an entertaining one. He's just an absolute scum of the earth type person, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
He's just a very
yeah.
horrible, hateable guy. But I suppose as he's not that entertaining, like he's not an entertaining villain, but he's good at being hateable, I suppose. So you really do want him to get his comeuppance. But yeah, so he shoots his hand at first, and then they all start shooting his body, boo, 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 and then he's somehow still alive. And then they shoot him in the head, and you just think, bloody hell, it's just those criminals are just horrible. I thought they were just normal bank robbers. But the thing is, they are seen as pretty horrible because there is a brief chase beforehand where one of their guys gets shot in the leg, so they just throw him at the cop car. I mean, what horrible scumbags!
Yeah, I love that scene. As they are, find that scene really funny.
It is funny, but like it shows that those people are just scum of the earth, aren't they?
But it's like if us we were doing it, and then we chuck one of us in front of a car, like the others, what are you done that for?
Well, George, I think the only out of us, I think the only useful people to be chucked at a car are me or you. I don't think
No.
do that much damage.
I think the one that would make the most damage is probably Aaron. At least we take out half the front end.
But the car would explode if we chucked Aaron on it. Can you fly, Aaron?
I don't know if you saw that video. I put in the chat of that massive guy like, running through the house and he's just destroying every room as he runs through. Everything like that.
Yeah. So what happened is we chuck Aaron out the back of the van, and he'd just land on the car and it would explode. Then we'd suddenly go, like we'd be driving at 200 miles an hour without him in the back of the van. So
yeah.
But no, I just think they're just all of them are just the scum of the earth. All them villains. And then you see that he's dead. Well, no, you don't. So you see that he's dead, obviously, but you see this silly meeting take place. And what happens is these people are trying to get this new robot put through. And it's Ronnie Dixon, or whatever his name is. The same bloke who plays Cohagen in George, what's so funny?
Yeah. I suppose it's running Dixon.
I think that's his name, Ronnie Dixon.
Yeah. It just got me.
Oh, sorry, Ronnie Cox, not Ronnie Dixon. But yeah, anyway, so he gets killed, and you're like, damn, this is pretty brutal. But basically, oh wait, sorry, no, you're in the meeting room. So there's this stop motion robot that's going like the Terminator in Terminator 1 at the end.
I love them robots.
And then basically Cohagen, or Ronnie Cox, or whatever his name is in this film, says, all right then, point the gun at him. And he goes, okay. And then the robot says, put your weapon down and comply. And he puts his weapon down and he goes, you have not complied. You have 10 seconds to comply. And he's like, he just gets shot to bits.
I love that scene. I just love when he goes, you have 10 seconds to comply. You have 9 seconds to comply.
But the thing is,
they're just badass machines, aren't they?
They're evil bloody machines. I mean,
yeah.
And none of them care that the bloke's dead. The one guy just says, Cohagen, you're I'm very disappointed in you, bro. That's a sackable offence. That's more than sackable. Cohagen should go to bloody prison for that one. And then I mean, they're just so bloody money obsessed. And then that bloke who creates the RoboCop, that cokehead bloke, I can't remember his name now. He's like the younger dude. I think it might be. Yeah, but the bloke Miguel Ferrer. What's his name in the film? Bob Morton. And so he obviously creates the RoboCop, and all the scientists. It's weird because they're like, this is our jobs. They don't care that this is a dead person that they're bringing back to life with the RoboCop technology. It's just like they're all just having a laugh and they're not bothered. So it just shows how all the people, that ODS company or whatever it's called, are just a bunch of bloody shills who are just after money. It's pretty sad, really, but it shows how cold and brutal that world is. Anyway, so he first. But what do you guys think of the intro section then?
I think it's good. I think it shows the origin nicely. Sets off the bad guys as being really bad guys, and gives you a good reason to hate him for when he comes back for revenge, basically.
Yeah. What about you, Liam?
Yeah, like I say, it's
He's still on me, by the way.
yeah, I was
Yeah, I
gonna
was
say.
just looking at another screen.
Yeah, again, of course, it's another Paul Verhoeven, or however you pronounce his surname. Another Paul Verhoeven film, like Total Recall. Yeah, like I say, it's got some violent, graphic, shocking stuff again. Like when he gets killed, which I guess is probably still like 20 minutes in when Alex Murphy gets killed. It's very sort of like, it is very like brutal, gory, sadistic, ruthless, and the thing is, like, they decide to split up as well. Him and what's her name again? What's her name? Lewis. That's it. And Lewis. They decide to split up when they get to like the factory or whatever, which was a bad idea. And of course, like when she finds the one criminal who was doing a wee, like she's got a gun pointed at him, and she hesitates, and then he just seizes the moment, I guess, and knocks her off the balcony or whatever. But yeah, like I say, it's a shocking and brutal, really violent scene where he gets killed. But like George said, it makes you really hate those antagonists, and I guess root for Alex Murphy, RoboCop, and you hope that he gets his revenge, and then the whole thing at OCP with Ed 209, the robot. Yeah, that was. I mean, you could argue maybe the way the board member gets killed is kind of funny because like he keeps getting shot and he keeps like sort of flailing around, but it's kind of makes sense as well. Like that's probably how what would be happening to his body. He keeps getting repeatedly shot by a robot like that. But yeah, it just shows you, doesn't it? Like that a lot of the characters in this film, they're not likable. They're pretty like ruthless and sadistic, and like they don't sort of and they don't really have any remorse. Like like James said, the board members didn't really care after one of their colleagues was just violently killed, and then of course you get the whole montage of like the scientists creating RoboCop, and again there's some weird stuff there, and like the scientists just treating RoboCop like a machine, I suppose. And like James said, there's a whole thing about this whole sort of moral problem where they've decided how they're going to use this dead police officer's body and claim it as their property, OCP's property, to create this super cop. And so there's that problem too, and just the fact that he's not really a human, and he's treated inhumanely, and so he's going to go on this journey to sort of reverse that in some sort of way. So yes, I say good stuff, really.
Yeah.
I think the cop that pushed not the cop, the criminal that pushed Murphy. I think their name must be Michael Jackson because they were a smooth criminal.
Yeah.
I had to get it in there.
Oh, it's crazy. RoboCop 3 is given a really low rating. I wonder what they gave RoboCop to.
Yeah, it is meant to be terrible. Like I've watched it,
But
but it
when
gets
you
to
get
the
to
point.
like number 3, yeah.
Is 2 any good?
I think I've only watched that once as well, but I think that was kind of like okay. I'm interested to rewatch it. To be fair, see what I think. But
What was terrible about number
Uh,
3?
what were you talking to
No,
George
to
or
you. What
as
was
me?
terrible about number?
I suppose it was just meant to be like more sort of like I think less sort of mature and more sort of like goofy, and I think probably just a lot of like really like strange, like I think like action scenes and strange stuff. I think as well, like strange upgrades for RoboCop and stuff like that.
mm.
I think.
What does he have, like a big microphone as like a robotic penis or something?
No, but I think he just gets given some like upgrades too, like which are like where you can fly and whatever, and which might not seem really strange, but I don't know. I can't remember, most of it, but I think it's
Yeah,
just
I think
silly and whatever.
John James is back, by the way.
Yeah. Communist dictator James has returned.
Yeah.
No. No,
Have you guys seen the remake?
I didn't realise you could do that with a blank screen. You can just have us like looking at no screen here, just like at the side. It's crazy. And we're down here. We're down here. We're over here. We're down here. We're now. Oop. We're here. Oops. We're here. We're here. Now we're here.
Yeah. I love that picture.
What even is it though? That's the problem. That's what
I
I'm worried
don't
about.
know. I think it's bread with eyes.
I
I
thought it
think
was a
like a
weird.
realistic bread.
I thought it was a weird go galab galab. You know, I am the go galab galab. The
It could be. I don't. I
Liam,
do
have you
have
ever
some
seen
weird pictures. Oh yeah, like I've got that one.
Liam? Have you ever
There's
seen the
one
go galab
suggest.
galab?
No.
Liam, what do you think of that bloke who I sent the other day? I was flipping bricks for Mansa Musa before you became a Taiwan civilization.
I haven't watched it, to be fair.
You have. Oh,
No. Sorry.
I'm disappointed, Liam. You need to watch those memes. George, did you watch them at least?
I think so.
What did you think?
I thought they were quite good.
They're just so bonkers. I'll have to resend you them so you can give them a watch, Liam. He reminds me of you if you went off your head. If when you get bored, it drives you mad. I think you'll be a lot like that bloke. It would be cool if you could recreate some of his videos. I was flipping bricks for Mansa Musa before y'all became a Type 1 civilization. This shit ain't nothing to me, man. You know, that'd be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I was moving items at the works before the Jedi Order even existed. That'd be fantastic. See you doing stuff like millions of years ago, sorting everything out. 10 out of 10. All right, what happens next? So he goes around being a cop, whooping everyone at first, which is pretty funny, with his targeting system. I know he stops these 2 blokes who are hassling this woman, and he shoots in between her skirts, so the bullet goes into his balls. That was pretty funny. The bit where he throws the mayor candidate out the window who was salty lost, that was hilarious. He just breaks through the wall and grabs him. He's like,
Yeah.
ah! Whoa!
I have to say, like for 1987, that's a great effect.
What? Someone getting chucked out a window?
No, him coming through the wall and grabbing him.
Oh yeah. I don't know. Well, I think what they probably did was just make that wall, build a weak wall or something, and just have some
Probably styrofoam or something like that.
Yeah. That was very well done. Very practical. What other cool bits was there? Oh yeah, but then obviously he's thinking, who actually am I? and then he goes round and he tries to find the criminals because he keeps having dreams of them killing him, and he has a scene where he's on the seat and he's like sort of like going oh like that while the dream's happening. The scientists who are just so heartless aren't even checking on him; they're just having a laugh with each other and reading something. And then he gets up and he hunts the one bloke down, the worst bloke out of all of them, I'd say. Because the villain bloke just comes across as like a douche who just likes to bloody... Like the main villain played by Kurtwood Smith. He just comes across as a guy who's just like really petty and twatty and just an evil dude. But I'd say the worst one is the bloke with like the ponytail. He's absolute Emil, that's it. He's an absolute scum of the earth guy because when he goes to like rob people, or he goes to rob that petrol station. You got the galab, nice. When he robs the petrol station, he keeps trying to taunt the college kid, and then the RoboCop is like hesitating to shoot him because he wants to find out who the guy is, and then he sort of like catches up to him and then lets him go after he. I think he gets him on record so he can find out who he is, and then he finds his associates, and then finds the dude's name of the bloke who shot him in the face. So that was pretty cool how he does gradual things to discover stuff. I thought the scene where he went to his house that was empty was very heartbreaking, man. Because like, and he even says at the end he can't remember. So he feels them in his mind, but he can't remember them, if that makes sense. And it's just so sad seeing those scenes where you see his son and then see his wife, and then in the flashbacks, and then his house is just has some silly TV advert saying, "Do you want to buy this property?" And he punches the TV. That was just a heartbreaking scene for him. I feel like they do a good job at conveying that he's a robot with some feelings, but I would have preferred if he gained a lot more emotion at the end, maybe, instead of just being for the whole film. I just feel like that could have been.
Have you guys seen the remake?
No, I'm not interested in remakes.
Because they seem to do a bit more of what you're saying, like giving him more time as a human, and then him being more human by the end.
Yeah.
I've seen it, but again, I've only seen it once, and it was at the cinema, so it's been over 11 years.
Yeah.
Was it any good?
I don't know. I think at the time, I'm not sure. I don't know. I probably thought it was decent, maybe. I don't know. Okay.
It was probably better than the third sequel, but not as good as the original RoboCop, do you think?
Maybe. I think like there's something I saw on YouTube recently, like where maybe I don't know whether this was at the time, but I don't know whether people maybe thought this RoboCop remake was going to be terrible, and then they thought maybe it wasn't quite as bad as they thought, but it's still kind of like, but it was still sort of like average or whatever.
Yeah.
Like RoboCop 2 sort of vibes, would you say? Where it's good, but not like really, really bad.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I don't know whether I'd say RoboCop 2 is good, but again, I do need to rewatch it though. So
I'd say after watching the first one, I do fancy watching the second and third one again.
yeah,
So I say quite a bit that I like second movies more than first movies.
I mean, there's a few cases where like the sequel might be better, but
Shrek 2,
Yeah.
Terminator 2,
Yeah,
Toy Story 2, Kung Fu Panda
Matrix.
2. Are you having a laugh?
Matrix
Matrix
Reloaded.
2. Goodness gracious, that was from what I saw of that was pretty boring. I need to rewatch. I need to watch it properly.
I might be thinking of the third one.
Yeah, I don't know.
I quite like the fight scenes in that.
But what other sequels are better than the originals? Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, Desolation of Smaug. That was better than An Unexpected Journey.
Oh God, you see? Oh, thank God.
Empire Strikes Back, better than the first Star Wars.
Yeah. So when you said Two Towers, yeah.
So you thought? I don't even know what to say. Anyway, back to the film. So I'll just try and not rush through, but I want to try and get through this. My opinion on the film. So I'll just have one last sprint of a stretch. So I'll just have the floor briefly. Actually, I can trust Liam to not interrupt me. Whoops. So anyway, so I like the bit a lot where he tries to arrest Cohagen But Cohagen's like, oh well, I've made it so you can't arrest people that work for this company. Also, like how Ronnie Cox kills Bob after Bob slagged him off when they're all in the toilets. And he didn't know he was there, but Ronnie was in the toilet listening to everything he said. So that bit was pretty funny. And that villain is the one who kills him. He goes to his house. He tells the hookers to leave. He shoots him in the legs, and then he just puts a grenade on the table, then walks off. While Ronnie Cox is giving some stupid speech to him. So I thought that was, I guess it's Bob getting what's coming to him, because he was quite a heartless dude. He didn't even care when that bloke got shot in the meeting room. He was just like, well, this is the business world. And it's like, yeah, people don't want to die over this stuff. And yeah, I guess he shouldn't have been slagging off Cohagen, but I don't think he deserved to die because of that. So that was a bit wild. What else? But obviously you don't have anyone there who can protect RoboCop anymore, who can protect him as a, because he wouldn't have let the police kill RoboCop, as it was his invention and all that stuff. But obviously he RoboCop malfunctions when he's trying to arrest Ronnie. Then that robot comes in. It's so cool how he beats that big robot. They didn't think that stairs existed. You know, oh, how are these big mental feet going to get down the stairs? And the robot just goes, bah, 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 goes on the floor. And then the whole police department are shooting RoboCop, and you just think, bloody hell, this is brutal, man. And but the lady comes and rescues him, his police partner. He asks her questions about his, his previous life, and he's just like, your wife moved away and moved on and all that. So that's pretty sad. And it was cool that you actually get to see his face again as well. That was a pretty cool scene. Pretty sad scene as well. I liked how they went after though. Oh yeah, I like the scene where he first arrests that evil criminal as well, the one who shot him in the face. That was pretty funny. Because he shoots a lot of people and beats a lot of people up. Then he beats the shit out of him and arrests him. And he's like, I'm friends with Dick. I'm friends with you idiot, you idiot. I'm friends with the bloke at the top of the I'm friends with the bloke at the top of the company. No. Oh. That was quite hilarious. And I like the ending sequence as well, where that horrible bloke, the bloke with the ponytail, tries to run over RoboCop, and then he ends up crashing into a toxic waste. He's just a mutant going, help me! Help me! Ah! So he deserves that because he was a rotten sack of crap. And then he gets run over and his body just splurges everywhere. That was hilarious. I like the bit where they shoot it, where they drop all the metal on RoboCop, and that idiot goes, I shot him, yes! And then Robot's lady cop partner just blows the whole thing up with the special sniper. I like the bit as well. Because he shoots the lady cop, the main bad guy. So he comes in and bloody, what's it called? He comes in and stabs RoboCop, and you think, bloody hell, oh man, it looks like it's over. Clarence stabbed him, and then RoboCop gets that information stabbing thing out and just stabs him in the neck. That was legendary. And then the way he kills Cohagen was hilarious too, because he's like, I can't arrest him. And then he grabs one of the execs and says, no, I'm gonna shoot him, get me a chopper now. And it's like, what's going on? You can tell this film has the madness elements of what the director likes to do, of what Paul Verhoeven likes to do. And so yeah, he's got a gun to him, and you're thinking, bloody hell, what on earth is going on? And then he just says, you're fired. And then RoboCop goes, pew, 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 and kills him, and that's the end. Very good film, very sad. George, change your profile picture before I let you back in the chat. So yeah, very sad, very moving stuff as well. You know, I would like RoboCop to be a bit more emotional and get to know more as a human, but you know, if they don't do it in a good way, then obviously that's not a good thing. Like they apparently did in the sequel, according to GC. But yeah, you know what? At the end of the day, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a very good film. 7.5 out of 10, pretty good. Liam, you have the floor.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I'll just go through my notes really. Yeah, I thought it was very good. I guess in some ways it would have been groundbreaking for the time. I guess in terms of what they're able to accomplish and some of the effects and whatever, and just RoboCop and all that, how they're able to pull off all that and these movements and whatever. I guess again, because of when the film was made, and it's mostly practical, the effects, so that's good. And I think it's kind of refreshing as well. Like so many films nowadays are sort of like full of CGI, and I don't know. It's just they just have that sort of look to them, that that artificial look, and I don't know. I suppose there's something about older films which are more practical, where they have I don't know. It just I suppose in a way it kind of it is refreshing. It looks better to see more practical sets and whatever, real sets. I mean, obviously, the stop motion for Ed 209 and some of the other special effects updated, but it was made in '87, and like when the main antagonist as well, when he falls to the ground at the end, that clearly looks dated too. But again, like a lot of these,
that looked like some road runner stuff.
I know that didn't look great, but I guess the effects, they're not used that much, so it's used sparingly. I thought the film was well paced and it's short. It's only meant to be 99 minutes. I suppose, really, in a way, it makes you want more. Like you kind of wish you have more of this, and maybe, like you said, maybe a bit more of like Alex Murphy's backstory, I guess, and the sort of human element. But I still think important scenes have enough time to breathe, and the key characters are pretty much given the character development they need. I mean, you could argue like certain characters maybe could have had a bit more screen time, but it's fine. Yeah, like you say, all we know about Alex Murphy, I guess, when he gets introduced at the start, is he comes from a nice precinct, and of course he's dropped into this sort of dystopian, crime-ridden one. Yeah, I've just said throughout the film, Detroit is depicted as a hellhole where crime is out of control and numerous police officers are killed daily.
Isn't it just Detroit normally?
Well, anyway, yes, so and they do call for backup a few times. None's available, which is typical. So it's the situation that does end up happening is going to be more likely, I suppose. What else have we got? Yeah, I was gonna say, I suppose like Total Recall. I mean, that came out in 1990, but I felt like this film as well, like with it being a Paul Verhoeven film, I felt like parts of the film sort of have that kind of 80s cheesiness and charm in a way, kind of like such as how parts of action scenes are executed as well. I guess that's sort of maybe certain how parts of action scenes are done. But I thought the action scenes were good, really. And like you said, James, I think one of the standouts is when RoboCop raids the drug factory, I think, and then he's interrogating Clarence. And I do think the film should also be commended for dedicating time to focusing on the human element of RoboCop that still remains, which is Alex Murphy and I like all that, and him having memories of his wife and son, and then he goes back to where they lived, and they moved away after his funeral. One of the more emotional scenes, and the soundtrack helps with that. It's not like it's not as funny and it's not as humorous as Total Recall. It's like, I guess, more serious in a way, but there's little sprinkles of light humor. And then even though I guess they don't really have that much screen time together, RoboCop and Murph, or RoboCop and Lewis, I think they have good chemistry and they work well together. Lewis proves to be an important and helpful companion to RoboCop, and she's shown to be a capable police officer. Yeah, and he goes, Alex Murphy goes on a journey of rediscovering his humanity as RoboCop, and through unlocking, memories and the identities of his killers, he rediscovers his humanity at the end, in a way, really. And the last line, instead of uttering RoboCop, when the old man, who's like he's like the CEO, whatever, isn't he? He owns it all. when he's asked by him what his name is, he simply says Murphy. You know, he could have easily just said RoboCop. So he's kind of reclaiming his humanity, I suppose. Yeah, I feel like as well. I don't know if it's not as easily rewatchable in a way because it's like mature themes and maybe how like much you sort of hate the antagonists. But I think it's it's still a rewatchable film and you can still enjoy it. And but I'd probably give it an 8.5 as well, like Total Recall. So yeah, they're just my thoughts.
Yeah. 8.5, fair enough. George, you got anything you want to say before we move on to the segments?
I was going to say it's quite funny because we like the stop motion stuff and the older ways they made the film. There's just a charm about that type of stuff. I like the Ed robots in the that animation style and not really in the film like CGI thing they came in the reboot. Funny thing with the reboot that I've just seen, his family didn't leave in that. They were like in the film all throughout out the movie.
Oh, okay.
Which I think takes out a lot of like the heavy stuff in the remake, which I think that's what you need for a good movie is a big heavy tone of what the main characters lost.
Yeah, I think it's 10 times sadder that no one knows where his wife and son have gone to and the house is abandoned and up for sale. I think that's way more heartbreaking and will actually stay with the audience more rather than him meeting back up with them again. Like, it doesn't stick with you, it doesn't hit you as hard, does it? As the
No, it
audience.
doesn't at all. And with like the second one and third one, I'm really surprised they didn't bring them back, or he went searching for them because that would have been a really easy thing to do. But I think it would have made the first movie lose a lot of its charm.
Yeah, it wouldn't have hit everyone as hard.
Yeah, but sticking with the original movie, I think it's what it just history shows you what it is because of how influential it is and how known and loved it is.
Yeah. What would you give it out of 10?
Gonna, oh, and now I am thinking 8.5, same as Liam, but I've matched with James as one last time, so I want to be a little bit different. Now when I do this, I'm not being harsh, but I do like Total Recall better in some aspects. I think it's more. I more enjoy the fun bits like the old woman and things like that. So I'm gonna give it an 8.
Oh, fair enough. No, that's not harsh. That's a good rating. That's higher than what I gave.
Yeah.
RoboCop. I love how out of all the mad scenes, the wow and see the party Victor and wow.
I don't like.
You pick the 2 weeks. I mean, I did say loads of people at work. I was mentioning that. I said that was the funniest bit. I thought what the hell? How have they got some old American lady to start going 2 weeks? But I suppose if you paid like $70,000 for that scene or however much she was paid, you're probably willing to do a lot of silly stuff.
So the reason I love that scene so much is because before I even knew about the film, I watched that scene out of context. So I see this woman do that, and Arnold pops out of her.
That is pretty amazing.
And that's the first thing I saw. So that's why it made it so great.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to the segment. So we got a few new ones today. We'll start with them. So we have got the what are we going to call this segment? Paying homage to Tenable, Gymmable. I don't know. Oh no, you can't call it Gymmable because that's a bit like someone will fix
No,
it.
a minute. Yeah.
That's what I'm. No, no, we're not calling it that.
I'm calling
No.
it.
Oh, no.
Or do you know how I sent the mini Tom Tenable video to the chat?
Tommable.
Yeah, Tom, or mini Tenable.
We'll call it Tommable, yeah, just for the laughs. So today's Tommable is now there is, I think, 30 options with this answer. I'm just going to quick look at before I give
Jesus
you the
Christ.
question. But I won't lie, I didn't when I actually looked at this
Is it
question.
who has the biggest ass, James?
Huh?
Is it who has the biggest ass? Is it's a kitchen number one.
You're a strange man, and you have my pity.
I'm just going off what I know, right?
Yeah, George's fantasies as always. Anyway, so I'm just checking how many options there are. I'm pretty sure there's like how many options? There's way more than 10. Let's put it like that. So every country that begins with S tenable. So you have one life each. Obviously, you can't just sit there all day not knowing it. Let's say if you don't know it for a bit of time, I'll put a 1 minute timer on. So just let you know, Scotland doesn't count because that's part of the United Kingdom. But yeah, so you get one life, and like I say, there's way more than 10. So in some ways, it's not too hard. But the problem is when you ask this stuff on the spot, it's difficult. But no googling, please. No cheating or googling.
Okay.
Don't Google.
You know, when my screen freezes when I go off the app. So if that happens, that's how you know I'm cheating. That's the
All right.
only way.
All right. So Liam up first. Countries beginning with S. Go.
Should I mute myself or tell me earphone so I can't
No.
hear his answers?
No, but on Tenable, when it's a team effort, you are allowed to hear you can hear their answers anyway.
So we can both say the same type of answers
No,
then.
if he says one, you need to say a different answer. So this isn't the competition. Oh wait, no. Oh wait,
So-
that was a twist, wasn't it? Yeah, that was a twist. It was going to be
Twist.
a competition. I swear that there was one where I was going to say name. No, that was name as many as possible. That was it.
So
name
do we just take it in turns saying it until
This is a team.
one of us runs out?
No, it's for this specific segment because I didn't explain it very well. So for the Tommable segment, you're working as a team, but for the other one, it's like name as many as possible till one of you fails. So like name as many Ford model of cars as you can, for example.
Yeah.
And then you keep naming them until one of you fails.
I think I'd win that one.
Yeah, it wouldn't be very fair. You need me and Liam.
I'll go Ford Escort, Ford GTI, Ford Granada, Ford
Mondeo,
Bronco,
Ford Cougar, Ford Focus,
yeah,
Ford KA,
Ford Escort,
yeah.
Ford Focus ST,
Mm-hmm. Isn't
Ford Model T.
Yeah, is the Capri a Ford or is that its own car?
No, it's a Ford Capri,
Oh, okay.
and
Ford
it's not.
Mustang as
You can say
well.
Ford Mustang, Ford Capri GL,
Mm-hmm.
the XL as well.
Yeah. Anyway, let's
And
get
I
started.
don't know if that ones would count.
You've had a lot of time to think of a country beginning with S. What are you picking?
Me, yeah.
Yeah.
Serbia.
Yes, that is correct. I'll type that down as the first one. So there we go. We've got Serbia so far.
Syria.
Yes, that's correct, George. So we've got 2 so far. Back to you, Liam.
Slovakia.
Yeah, that's correct. George, back to you.
So I'm going to go with Switzerland.
Yeah, fair play.
Spain.
Yeah, fair play.
Sweden.
George, back to you. Yeah, fair play. type that in. Liam, back to you.
Suriname.
Suriname.
Yeah, I think that's a country. Suriname.
That's it. I just need time to copy and paste it in quickly and type it in.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to ask each other questions about
No.
places? No. Okay. All right. Is it my turn?
Yeah, your turn, GC.
I'm going to go with Singapore.
Yes. So how many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you only need 2 more to win. You've won on the first go. Fair play. Well, you're close to winning on the first go.
Somalia.
Yeah. I'll just type that one in. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you only need 1 more, lads. 1 more.
Come on, George.
Sudan.
Yeah, I suppose it.
Tenable. Well done, lads. Hey.
Okay. I've got one for us to do.
Oh dear.
People with special needs.
So that's how George celebrates winning, having a pretty good achievement there, and he celebrates by being a twit. But I'm not looking at the answers right now. But off the top of my head, what other countries could I think of? Slovenia, Saudi Arabia, South Korea, South Africa, San Marino in Italy. Sierra Leone, or however you pronounce that. What else is there? I can't think of any other ones, but I'll get the answers back up, see what other ones we've got. Solomon Islands, did we say Somalia, Sri Lanka, Sudan, Senegal, Santomi and Principe, however you pronounce it, Samoa, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Lucia, St. Kitts and Nevis. Still, you guys did well, man, because to think of this stuff on the spot can be quite difficult. You think you know it, but you don't actually. Like, it's kind of difficult, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, there are a lot of countries you mentioned there, actually, that I feel like I should have thought of, but I didn't think of them at the time.
Now we are going to move on to generally knowledgeable. So this will be a head-to-head, but obviously I just wanted the first one to be a team one for the Bants. So where are the questions? All right, here we go. So the first generally knowledgeable is, which year was the United Nations made? Is it A, 1935, B, 1945, C, 1955, D, 1965?
Okay, I've got my answer.
I think I've got mine.
All right, George, what's your
Is
final answer?
that a 2? I'm going to go with 55.
Liam, what's your final answer?
I'll say 1945.
And the answer is 1945. Well done, Liam. First point to you.
Yeah, that was what I was trying to choose between, because I was thinking how Hitler was made to sign the deal with countries to pay back, basically. But I don't know if that was just.
Hold on, he was dead. How did he sign any deal after the war? What's that deal?
Well, not Hitler himself, like Germany in general,
His
basically.
advisors and all them who were still around, or whoever they were.
Yeah, just basically Germany was made to pay back to countries. And I was thinking, is that just the Allied forces, or was that when the UN was made? And it was.
Yeah. Second question: which animal can sleep for 3 years? Is it A bee, buzzing bee? So I'm not saying A, B, as in like the alphabet. So is it A buzz bee? Is it B, a
C.
snail? Is it C, a slug? Or is it D, an ant? Which animal can sleep for 3 years?
So
Okay.
a bee, a snail, a slug, and an ant.
Mm.
I think I've got mine.
All right. George, you want to... Well, Liam, you go first, then. What's your final answer?
I'm going to say snail.
And what's your final answer, George?
A snail as well, yeah.
Both correct. Well done. Well done. Yeah, for some reason, snail can sleep 3 years. I don't know what the science behind it is. I don't know if it's because it's got its shell or whatever.
Well, I was thinking it's probably something to do with the shell.
Yeah, fair dues. So that's Liam 2-1. Can George make this a draw? We will find out in the final one. Which team won the most World Cups? Is it A, Germany, B, Argentina, C, Italy, or D, Brazil?
Hmm.
Yeah, okay, think on that.
Okay, yeah, I've got. I was between two, but I've selected mine.
Yes, it's two for me as well.
All right, Liam, what is your final answer?
I'm going to say Brazil.
George, what is your final answer?
Same here again, Brazil.
Yep, you're both correct. So that's Liam 3-2. Fair play. Fair play. Brazil won 5 World Cups. 58, 62,
It makes sense because of how popular football is and was it in Brazil.
Yeah.
I think they were one of the first countries in the World Cup.
Yeah, that's fair comment.
Yeah.
What was I gonna... Okay, so what were you saying?
Now is Germany second? I think they've won a few.
Germany
I thought it was. Yeah. I
they won
thought.
in...
I would. What?
I was gonna do a joke. I was gonna say they won in the World War II, the World Cup. Like, how would have that gone down?
You should have said that. They won in 1933, 1939, and 1945.
Yeah, you would have been like, how would have that gone down? Anyway, Italy's done really well as well. Fair play to them. Like, it's so hard to really win a World Cup.
See, my one was between Argentina and Brazil because of Ronaldo and Messi.
Mm. But yeah, imagine a country that's like hated by a lot of the world, like playing in the World Cup. Like, you'd be like, what the hell's going on? They wouldn't be allowed, would they? They'd be told you need to leave.
Yeah.
I was going to say that Ronaldo doesn't play for Brazil. He plays for Portugal. He's from
Portugal, yeah, that's his home country.
Oh yeah. I'll fully play for Brazil at one point.
No, he never did, George. Trust me.
No, never would. Was he?
I'm thinking of Pele, aren't I?
Yeah, he was Brazilian and played for Brazil.
Yeah.
Anyway, now on to another new segment, Overrated and Debated, where we talk about a film that we think is overrated. And I will throw out my most overrated film. And I went in with too high expectations, Oppenheimer. The whole 3 hours, are you guys going to watch it or can I spoil it for you?
It's just a bomb going off for like 3 hours. That's about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't been bothered about watching it, but I don't mind if you spoil it.
The acting is just all it is. I'm not saying it's a bad film, but it's just a 7 out of 10 good standard film. That's all it is. It is nothing special. It doesn't deserve all the awards. It doesn't deserve any hubbub. I don't get what all the hype was about. All it was 3 hours of just making a bomb and all this like technical mumbo jumbo talk and all this just awful. And by the end of it, I'm just like, well, what was the point of that? He just has some silly conversation with Albert Einstein. The only good scene was when Gary Oldman was playing the president and he says, You're being a little pussy. That was the only funny scene. Everything else was just like, what am I watching? What is the point of this?
I would have rather have like a Barb and Hyman movie.
Yeah, same here.
James, what's your favourite film?
Of all time,
Yeah.
difficult, man. Probably Goodfellas still.
Okay, cool. Carry on.
Oh, what's your favourite film then? Might as well ask you the same question.
My most overrated film.
No favourite film.
A favourite film. I think it's going to be the Italian Job.
Oh, that's a pretty cool pick. Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Liam?
I don't know about favourite film. I'm not really sure.
I know what it is.
What is it then?
James, get your lights out.
Yeah, I reckon it's Clone Wars 2008 film.
Mm.
Nah, well,
Should we do that?
Any overrated debated you want to bring up?
Well, I think my most overrated film is probably Goodfellas.
I knew you'd do that. No, but it can be any overrated film.
I'm just trying to think.
So it doesn't necessarily have to be bad. It's just like they're hyped up too much.
I'm just trying to think. I turned it off, you know.
12 months.
No, not 12. No, not 12 years to slave, but James, no.
You,
For 7. Oh, hang on. Go to Liam and come back to me because I'm just trying to think.
Liam, have you got any?
I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say Good Will Hunting. I don't know. Yeah, I was thinking.
You broke me again. You
maybe
broke me again.
controversial, but
You broke me.
I don't know. Yeah, like we watched it maybe a few months back, and I don't know. I mean, I know it's like, you know, it won some Oscars, and I know Matt Damon and Ben Affleck won Oscars from it, I guess, and
I know why you didn't like it, Liam. I've already got the answer in my back pocket.
I don't know though. I don't know. I mean, I suppose the characters were kind of decent, and I don't know. Maybe it's just the fact that I felt like, I suppose it's quite sort of like basic in the sense that it all stuff happens in like this sort of like town or whatever. I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I mean, I suppose like Matt Damon's conversations with Robin Williams are kind of like interesting and sort of emotional. And I guess it's interesting how like they form this sort of bond, like they kind of have, you know, they kind of can relate to each other. And
because he's an orphan in the film.
Yeah. And then there's Stellan Skarsgård as well. He has a big role in it as well, doesn't he? But I suppose he's friends with Robin Williams, but I guess it's not like he doesn't sort of connect to Matt Damon in the same way. I guess he's sort of like, I guess he gets to sort of like be friendly or like get to sort of like Matt Damon in a sense, because like I suppose Matt Damon, he comes from like nothing really, like sort of he's underprivileged, and but he's like really clever at like, I don't know, like is it equations or something, and or whatever, and I don't know, I don't know, it just didn't. I don't know, I just didn't think it was like, you know, like a fantastic film necessarily. Like, I can probably understand why it got Oscars, but I don't know, just thought it's one of those films where it feels like, not exactly a lot happens, and I don't know. But I guess it's just my tastes as well, really. Yeah. So.
You say, yeah, I do kind of get where you're coming from, as much as I'm a bit shocked. I feel like the moving scenes outweigh the sort of basicness of the plot, and how it's just like it's not really that fast moving. But I do get why some people might not be interested in it.
I do love that last thought, that last line that he stole Robin Williams line.
What was that again?
Robin Williams is reading the note, and he goes, he stole my line when is it Matt Damon?
Yeah.
Yeah, he tells his girl going to go see his girl, and Robin Williams is reading that line. I quite like that.
Yeah.
For my overrated. Now this is funny because it's a film I really enjoy, but I do know it is overrated as like the greatest romance film of all time,
What film?
and that's The Notebook.
Isn't that the film you were trying to write? The book you were trying to write?
No, not The Notebook. No, it's quite depressing in parts.
Oh.
It's going to get up and read the synopsis.
I've Googled. Oh,
Just
James
so people
Garner.
know.
Pretty cool. It just says Noah, a poor man, falls in love with Ali, who comes from wealth. They're forced to keep their passion apart. So that's societal pressures and difference in social stature. I mean, it's given a good rating by IMDb, which is the general consensus, but then Rotten Tomatoes critic give it a bit of a lower rating.
Rotten Tomatoes don't really know how to rate.
They're dummies.
Really.
I never listen to them at all. They're dummies.
Well, most of them are just really harsh critics, and that's the review that comes up. The audience score it doesn't come up when you look up a rating off them.
But the thing is, with the Rotten Tomatoes critics, right? They gave Bender's Big School, which is probably the best storyline in Futurama, 100% as like a film. And look, I think that is an amazing TV movie, but it is not an 100% masterpiece. Are they off their rockers? Like, it's brilliant.
See, I really enjoy the Ice Princess, but I know that's quite a bad film, and if they put that like quite high up, I'd be going, no, it's not even close to being the best.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's got that lady who died in 2025 in it, who was in 17 again. That's pretty annoying. I mean, it's not annoying.
I forgot she died.
Yeah, it's just terrible. I think, wasn't it? We talked about it on the podcast, wasn't it? To do with an operation going wrong, and I was like, bloody hell, how did this person?
I think so. Yeah.
39 years old. That's just terrible.
Well, I was watching a video today, and this woman had just gone in for a normal surgery, and the doctor and I said it nicked her abdominal, and nobody had noticed. They turned her back up, and it got infected and died 2 days later from it. It's such a shame.
Hold on. So it says Thrachenberg concerns on social media about her health, commented on apparent weight loss. Sure follows she was happy and healthy, but then she underwent a liver transplant and died in 2025.
Yeah.
In 2024, and then she died in 2024. I mean, yeah, it's just awful. Terrible.
Such a shame.
And now a video pops up on my screen, Wings of Redemption, top 10 moments of the last 3 years. Not watching that idiot.
What? I know he's close to death, but why is that coming up?
No, it was just on my it wasn't on Google. It was just
I thought that was a good joke.
yeah. Liam, I want to get your opinions on this then. Hold on. Let me get it up in a second.
Don't get that. They're all 34 of Obi-Wan up again, James.
Rule 34 what?
Of Obi-Wan. I know you're showing me.
No.
I'm the Glub Glow Gabgala. I love books, and this basement is a true treasure trove.
So weird.
I am the
Liam, is this what you do in a comic book store when you see a few Star Wars and Marvel books?
No, it's Aaron when he gets lost in a library.
Yeah.
Glub Glow Gabgala. The schwabble double wobble gabble flibber blubber blab. I'm full of schwibble glibber kind. I am the yeast of thoughts and mind. Schwabble double glibber glabber schwibble schwab glab. Dibble double shwibble shwabble glibber glab schwab. Schwabble double glibber glabber schwibble schwab dab. Dibble double shwibble shwabble glibber schwab glab. Oh, splendid. Simply delicious. Oh, I am the Glub Glow Gabgalab, the schwabble double wobble gabble flibber blubber blab. I'm full of schwibble glibber kind. I am the yeast of thoughts and mind. Schwabble double glibber glubber schwibble schwab glab. Dibble double shwibble schwabble glibber glab schwab. Schwabble double glibber glubber schwibble schwab dab. Dibble double shwibble schwabble glibber schwab glab.
What do you think, Liam?
I don't know. It's just another one of those strange things, is it? One of those strange memes or whatever.
I was going to get this one. I remember I showed it you before, didn't I?
We're really in for it now. Go on.
Oh yeah, I think probably. Yeah.
Oh shit. Virginia, hanging out with little boys in spandex, I see. Yes. I love you, vagina, but you can't be doing.
Because I know you found that one a bit funny, didn't you? When I got it up ages ago.
I guess like the sort of like the way they're doing the music is funny, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Or just someone, you know. Yeah.
So you guys were asking about this picture.
Yeah.
I've just found the original video. I've just sent the link in this chat, so I can watch it.
Worried about this one.
I haven't watched it myself. I've just seen it.
Oh, you haven't watched it yourself?
I watched it myself. I've just done. I don't know how you can do the photo searches. I've just put the photo search and find the original video.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to put this on the screen, to be honest with you.
I watched it myself. Let's just watch it. Can't be that bad, can it?
I might turn it off.
Well, knowing you, George, I mean, I know you haven't watched it.
Was it not your sin trapped the unicorn? Even now, the evil seed of what you've done germinates within you.
It's horrible. What's going on? I'll get rid of this. We need to watch something else. I want to get on a video. That wasn't very good at all. Turning that off.
What's that?
I need to just get a Callum's Corner video up to get snap my mind out of that one.
Again, it's very Stanton one up.
Hey, up and welcome to Callum's Corner. Right, you have gone too far this time. You have gone so past the line that you can no longer even see it. Right? I am stressed enough as it is today. I've had a stressful week. I've had to go into work on what should be my day off to cover for people being off sick. And I'm living the week as a Mormon, so I can't even have a cup of tea or coffee or even say a swear word. I'm dealing with enough, but yet again, you have added to my flipping load, you have, right? Got home from work a few minutes ago. My mum tells me there's a letter that's been hand-delivered by one of the old ladies up the road. Apparently it's from the church warden from her church, right? I opened the letter. There's this handwritten one in there from the church warden, and he's explaining to me that they've received several emails emails to the church regarding me, right? And he's nice enough. He says he doesn't really understand what I do online and stuff, but he does know that this is probably not him, and it's just a joke and stuff. But he thinks I should be made aware because of the contents is so like disturbing in the emails that have been sent. And he's printed one off and he's enclosed it for my reference, right? This is what one of you have emailed to a church warden about me, right? It says, urgent warning is the bloody subject, right? And it says, I am writing to warn you of a predator loose in your area called Callum Adams, right? Who is known to pray, not even spout right, you spout it like praying to God rather than praying, so that shows your stupidity, right? It says he's been known to prey on elderly men for deviant purposes. Right? He likes to obtain the cummy wummies from elderly men and smear it on his face as he considers it an elixir of youth. What are you talking about? It goes on. There's more, right? I have attached a picture so you can recognize him. Please warn everyone of his intentions. When he isn't hanging around outside churches to prey on elderly men, spelt wrong again, he can often be found at the beach where he likes to pretend he is a merman. Merman, however, when he's unable to find mermaids to abuse, you can't abuse a mermaid. If anything happened between me and a mermaid, it'd be entirely consensual. You don't have any idea of what powers they have. You can't abuse a mermaid, again showing your ignorance. Right? If he's unable to find a mermaid to abuse, he will satisfy his needs by shagging a fish. I have personal experience with this predator. He once kidnapped me and forced me to roleplay as a small child while he pretended to be Michael Jackson. So I know what he's capable of. Please take this warning seriously and share his picture to as many people as possible. And there's just a stupid picture of me smiling like I'm all happy about what's just been said there. What on earth do you think you were doing? This is interfering with my very existence. No wonder the old lady down the road doesn't wave to me anymore. She must think I'm mental chicken oriental. Well, it goes without saying that I'm investigating this. The consequences, real world consequences will occur. But even beyond that, I've got the knowledge now. I know what an IP address. I even know the right name of it and stuff. So you're in trouble that way. But even beyond that, you've done this in the sight of God to a man of God you've sent this to. And I know God's real nowadays because he was inside me just a few months ago. So you're in trouble. Not just me who's coming to you. You're basically
is he inside you too, James?
On to hell. I'm not the deviant. You're the deviant. Idiot.
Just the way he goes, I'm not the deviant. You're the deviant. Idiot. Inside me in a spiritual sense, yes.
Yes.
In my soul.
Did you see that Callum's come back after his 6 month absence?
No.
Yeah, he's done a Reddit video on his second channel.
Okay, fair enough. We'll leave that one there then. Yeah. Any final thoughts or messages for the end of this podcast?
We forgot my segment.
I need to skip it, bro. I've got to have a shower and sleep. We'll do that another time.
Yeah, that's fine. Is there any cards?
We'll do the head-to-head one next time, where it's like name as many of XYZ till one person can't name it, or and maybe we'll do an underrated, debated, or whatever the opposite. And there's overrated, debated. There's underrated, and it might be
a maths one.
And then then George's addiction. Maybe we could do a spot the Giants for old time's sake.
Oh, I can definitely do one of them. I've been going to offer some ideas for that.
I think the next podcast we should hopefully do, if you're all available Sunday the 30th, it'd be cool to do the Desert Island Discs one, if I could send you some details on that, where I think you have to...
Yeah, well, I've never heard of that.
Choose a box set. So you basically on an island, you choose a film box set, a TV box set, a film that you can take with you, luxury item, maybe like a type of drink that you have with you, a type of food, like just, I don't know, a meal or whatever. Let's say you have to eat that same meal again and again and again. What else is there? What was the other one? A CD, And I think that's it. So we all go through which one we pick and why. That could be a bit of fun.
Cool. I might make that into like a bit of a visual thing
So you're
on my
gonna
end.
you're gonna buy a box set just for the sake of that.
And then I'll do a picture of an island, then put the things I'd have on that island.
Oh, okay, fair enough then. That's not too shabby. Yeah, any final messages and thoughts then, lads? Liam, anything you want to say?
Not really, no. Just good to review Total Recall and RoboCop, and yeah.
Anything, George?
We are going to start this again and do it again. So James will pick another 2. I'll pick another 2. Then Liam will pick another 2.
I thought you meant we were gonna restart the podcast and do another 2 hours. I thought, what plan is just talk about the film again for a laugh.
I know we've already started the podcast once this year.
When did
We
we do
can't
that?
do it again. For when you made the channel.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant. I thought you meant continue the podcast for another 2 hours. That's what I was saying.
And what we could do, and you could go off and we could stay here.
Oh dear.
I'd
No,
have to go as well, so just be you, I'm afraid.
Just be
Should be,
I'm fine with that. Yeah, you'll just like up with a band channel there.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Anyway, I guess we'll not. So yeah, I've got another 2 films picked, but we'll wait till I've rewatched them and George and Liam have watched them. I've
I can't even think of what the word.
I'll read.
It does say because I'll go and have a look in the chat.
Yeah, but if I had to predict early, I reckon you guys will either think they're average or not that bothered about them. But I hope that you enjoy them as much as I do, because the one of them is the live action one is absolutely amazing. That's one of my top 30 films of all time.
I know the both of you are going to hate one of the ones that I've picked.
I'll just have a laugh at it. I'll try and have a
Yeah,
laugh. Get 2 first. I reckon Liam might give one of them 10 out of 10 out of the ones you picked.
Yeah, could do.
Yeah, that'd be pretty funny. I was blown away by the fat cat.
We'll see.
Anyway, we'll wrap that one up there then. All we got to say for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Liam and George, as always, thank you all for showing up.
That's okay. And thank you for being part of the George Bush conspiracy theory.
So, thank you all for watching. All we got to say for today. All the best. God bless.
Yeah.